Hello everyone, it's me, DementedGastly here, and you may not know me, but I am your new favorite Total Drama VTuber. And what we're going to be talking about today is the 26 contestants who have the least amount of screen time, also known as the least amount of time in the competition, because I want to include Ezekiel in this, even though he's made like small appearances on different episodes, so that I could include him in the thumbnail. Now, I am pretty sure I came up with a great clickbait title, so if you got hit by that, I'm sorry. But I think you're gonna enjoy this video, so if you do enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, that way you can see whenever I upload. You can also go check out my polls for what my next video will be, because we're a democracy here, and I love y'all. So as you can see, we have Team Losers here, and Team Also Losers, named by Chris, because I thought it'd be funny. So for Team Losers, we have Amy, Nichelle, Eva, Max, Sam, B, Dave, and Maria, Sammy, or Amy and Sammy are on the same team. Then we have Axel, Stacy, Lauren, and we have Scarlett. Then on the other team, we have Topher, Brick, Blanley, Beardo, Leonard, Rodney, sorry, Ezekiel, Katie, Dakota, we have Jasmine here, we have Dawn, we have Ella, and we have Sadie. Now, you may be wondering, Jasmine? Why is she in there? Why didn't you just, like, get rid of, like, Jasmine and Max or whatever? Because they got, like, the second most amount of screen time. Well, I thought it would be good to have those characters in, specifically so that we have more of a buffer. What was Ezekiel? Riddle me this, Batman.
What was Ezekiel, Batman? I'm not sure if you realize this, but he was actually there so that other characters could have more screen time. That's why he was there, Batman. He wasn't there for you to like him, but somehow you still did, Batman. I'm not sure how.
Anyway, I'm gonna stop being obnoxious, but today what we're also going to be doing is giving them story arcs. Say it with me, story arcs for Boo. So we have Team Losers and Team Other Losers. The first episode is going to be a non-elimination episode where characters get to know each other and do interactions, kind of like Total Drama Island, the first one. Next, we have episode 2 where someone does have to get eliminated. But who do we do that to? None other than Jasmine. Jasmine has had enough time in the spotlight, she's had enough story arcs, and the reason that we're going to get rid of her here is, well, she was a strong competitor, but she kind of scared a lot of the people on the team, a lot of the girls specifically. So yeah, we're gonna get her out there. Thank you guys for staying this far into the video. I know a fair amount of you probably clicked off immediately when I mentioned that this was clickbait. But then again, if one of your favorite characters is on here and you'd like to see me make sure that these characters have more screen time, then thank you. Okay, the next one, we have episode 3. And we have to get rid of a character here. The character we're going to get rid of here is a character who I think will be a perfect buffer, despite them not getting too many episodes. I think they would make a great buffer, just specifically because I have no storylines for her whatsoever. And that is Anne Maria. We move on to episode 4, where we need to get rid of someone else. And that's Sam. We get rid of Sam here because literally, I don't know how he was like so far down in the list of people for participating in challenges. Like, I thought he was in so many, dude. Anyway, we have episode 5, which is a non-elimination round, which means that all these characters get to live another day. And I hope you guys are enjoying the elimination order so far. Make sure to say what top 2 you're hoping for. Top 3, actually. Give me your top 3. Do it now before I actually get done with the thing. If it was Jasmine and Maria and Sam, I'm so freaking sorry, dude. The next one is episode 6. We've gone far enough that I think we can just kind of get rid of characters and not really care too much. We have Dave getting over Sky, having a heart-to-heart with, let's see. We need to get, ooh, this is not a... This is not exactly the best team to have a heart-to-heart with characters for. Nichelle talks to him about how people can be fake sometimes and just try to move you on in the industry, and says that, and gives him affirmations that he'll eventually be able to find someone. However, Dave doesn't do well enough in the challenge that, you know... Plus, we're gonna say it's a challenge where he has to deal with icky stuff, and as we all know, Dave is not a big fan of that. Okay. Next, I'm gonna try to get one from Team Also Losers here. We need someone who has had a fair amount of episodes. Okay. We've made it already to episode 7. We're going to get rid of Rodney. Now, I get it, he hasn't had that many episodes, but let's be real, it's Rodney. If they wanted to create a single storyline with him, they would actively have to scrap every part of his comedy potential. So, unless he were to go bros before hoes, and I'm not sure we want to do that, okay? I think that would not be the best idea. Anyway, he will be a buffer, but keep in mind, we already got 7 episodes in, guys. 7 episodes in. He had a lot of screen time. Next, we have another elimination from Team Also Losers. The person we're going to eliminate here is going to be Leonard, because I'm sure that within 8 episodes, people have already gotten kind of tired of him. And one thing that I will always say about characters like Leonard is that they should not outlast their comedy potential. Specifically, characters like Stacy did well. I loved how much I hated her. She got out in the episode that she should have, which is the first episode. Characters like Beardo, like, I would have been completely on board if they didn't make the audition tape like how they made it, because that just kind of gave me a feeling of, wait, they actually did have like an idea for a storyline for this character, and they just boop, and then they let Leonard live another day. That was insane. Anyway, we have Leonard out here because he has outlasted his comedy potential, but we have given him enough screen time. Okay. Now we've made it to episode 9, and this is a 30-episode season. Now, let me just add a little merge thingy right here. There we go. Okay, now that we have that, we go back down to here. And I think it's time we break Katie and Sadie apart. Now, we have to think about this very carefully. because of one specific reason. Katie, already in her first season, and her only season, went before Sadie did. However, that does not mean that I'm going to keep Katie for longer than Sadie. Because one thing I think a lot of people don't know is that they mention a lot about Sadie just being Katie's friend, Sadie being like the person who doesn't really have as much like fight in her. She's just kind of the one who goes along with what Sadie says, or what Katie says, sorry. I can't believe I messed that up. Which means that we're going to get rid of Katie here again, but in doing this, we're going to be able to give Sadie an arc that she lacked in Island, which I think is very important. I mention this all the time whenever I talk about Sadie. She has so much potential for an arc without Katie, and the fact that they kept her and then just get rid of someone else, or the fact that they kept her there and got rid of someone else, but she didn't actually do anything, is just kind of dumb. Now, we move on to getting rid of Dakota. Dakota's had enough screen time. Now, you may be wondering, why is Dakota human here? Well, I'm going to say she got some radiation stuff, but then again, I would be completely partial to Dakota still being a mutant. Hot take, I think that she's probably living happier now, and I don't really care too much whether she is still a mutant or not, because she's still an active, functioning member of society, and pretty famous, and doing well for herself. She's got the best life right now, and she's just living it. We're all just little, like, specks in her story, dude. Anyway, episode 11 is another non-elimination. But let's go over these people that we've had so far and what their arcs will be. We had Dave getting over his sky thing. We had Rodney maybe they taught him how to talk to girls, I don't know. Sam, but he failed at it so many times that we got rid of him. Sam didn't have to do anything. Anne Maria isn't here for an arc. Jasmine's here for a buffer. Katie's here to have a heartfelt goodbye with Sadie. Leonard's here for comedy relief. And Dakota here has made a lot of friends, and people are not as scared of her anymore. But it's too late, they have to get rid of her. Now it's episode 12. I think we've made it long enough to start getting rid of some sort of annoying characters that don't have as many stories to go with. Okay, so we're going to get rid of B here. Now, B isn't like Beardo, where he's started talking because he's, not feeling as socially anxious about the people around him anymore, but he just chooses not to talk because why not? But, we're going to say that some of the villains on this team are going to be Amy in the Shell. And Amy and B heard Amy plotting, he tried to get to the others, like Sammy, Eva, and tell them about it, but obviously Eva's not very listening of a person, I guess I could say. Man, my mouth is so dry right now that I'm lisping. Oh my gosh. I had a job interview today. That was interesting. I don't think I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna be real, but I'll just find another thing. in America's economy. Anyway, so we have episode 13, in which we're going to get rid of Scary Girl. Scary Girl has used up a fair amount of her comedic ability. We still have a whole bunch of comedy characters here. Actually, you know what? Screw that. We're putting her on Team Losers. And we're going to get rid of one from Team Losers, which is going to be someone who also doesn't really have anything that we could do here, which I think would probably be Scarlet. I think she's plotted for long enough. She reveals her evil villain plan. It does not work out. We get rid of her. Max does not get eliminated this time. And then we have episode 14. The person we're going to be getting rid of here is Blaney, because people are probably going to become tired with her within the 14 episodes. I'm gonna be honest. Topher makes a coup to get rid of her. This entire time, she has not really been too nice to people, but at the same time, she's been doing okay in the challenges, so she feels like she's completely safe. But this time, she gets a little bit too far and starts insulting Topher, and Topher's not gonna have that. Next, we have episode 15, in which we're going to get rid of another character. I think in this one, we are going to get rid of Ella, due to the fact that she doesn't do too well in the challenge. Now you may be wondering, if Amy and Nichelle are like together trying to work against people like Sammy, then why isn't Sammy gone yet? Well, because Nichelle is trying to convince Amy to keep her sister due to the fact that she knows Amy has manipulative abilities over Sammy, and she's actually pretty good in challenges right now. So now we have episode 16, where we realize that we're pretty darn close to the merge, eh? Now right here, we are going to get rid of Axel. Axel's competitiveness now makes us lose the challenge due to the fact that she went a little bit too hard and got angry at the host. Things didn't go too well, and then they voted her off. Now, I think she has had enough episodes to spread her out a little bit. I think mostly her interactions with Eva are going to be interesting, and the way that she kind of dominates some of the challenges, but we don't really need an arc for her. Now, if anything, I think an arc with Ripper would be more interesting. Now, we have almost made to merge, but we need to get rid of one more person. And the person they're going to get rid of here is Nichelle. Because Amy is a backstabber and gets sick and tired of Nichelle whining about how her sister is going to be someone who helps them along in the game. And it's like, I just want to get rid of my sister already. They have a huge fight. Everything breaks out, and Amy's like, We're close enough to the merge anyway. I don't need her. And gets rid of her. Now we have our little merge cast right here. So obviously we're going to have some very specific character interactions. I'm gonna start going into them now. Beardo, Ezekiel, and Dawn are kind of chill because Dawn sees that Beardo is good at heart, sees all the turmoil that Ezekiel's gone through, and gets pretty well along with them. Ezekiel doesn't think Dawn's weird. He thinks she's actually pretty cool. And so they get along. Beardo finally gets to let his guard down around these people. Stacy's showing off that she actually does have some skills that her parents didn't originally have in the challenges. But when we eliminate her, and I'm sorry, she's not making it into the final 3, let me be honest here. When we eliminate her, and keep this in mind for when I do say we're gonna eliminate her, we are going to make sure that she does something that her ancestors have never done before. Which is not win total drama, guys. Anyway, let's put these guys over here because I messed up. Oop. The person we're getting rid of next is Topher. Why? Because Chris rigs the votes. Chris rigs the votes against Topher. Nobody understands why he's getting eliminated when nobody voted for him, but he's getting eliminated anyway. Because Chris is tired of seeing that stupid face. However, Chris does actually have it in the contracts now that he's allowed to do stuff like that, and shows it to the viewer. That way, they don't think that he can come back in any way. Okay, now we have episode 19, in which we get rid of another character, which is going to be Stacy. Yep, she's got here. She does the challenge, does something that her family has never done before. Sorry, I glitched out for a second there. But she doesn't do well enough to win the challenge, and one of the other ones wins, which directly results in her elimination. Episode 20 is a non-elimination round. Moving on, we have made it to episode 21. I'm going to say that at this point, Ezekiel has probably already apologized to Eva, and they're probably chill. Scary Girl's probably dominating challenges, and everybody's a little bit scared of her. Even Dawn's a little bit freaked out, which is probably a sign that she's gotta go eventually. Brick MacArthur, reporting for duty, is doing pretty well right now in the challenges as well, so he's a target. Amy's currently psychologically manipulating Sammy from a book that she read, which was a psychology textbook. And then we have Max here, who is not dominating the challenges, but dominating in the fact that he's not doing anything and he's somehow still make it far. The person we're going to be getting rid of here is going to be let's see. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna say that Ezekiel and Sammy are pretty good friends because, I mean, both of them got that, inferiority complex at some point. Let's be real here. This is going to be the one where Max goes. His joke has been well worn out, Dawn can sense that he's not evil, but doesn't really matter at that point because they're just kind of tired of him. Dawn can sense that Amy, however, is kind of a jerk, let's be real. And so she plots to tell the others about all the stuff that Amy does and tries to get her into a position of confessing by... One second, sorry, my brain has to load. I'm thinking it too quickly right now. So Dawn is trying to blackmail Amy, being like, I know what type of person you are. I know what you are. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So they end up getting rid of Dawn here because Amy does the fake cry. Ezekiel realizes something is up. Beardo realizes something is up, but they can't convince the rest. Brick and Eva are currently doing the Brick Joe thing, except Brick is a little bit more scared of Eva than Joe. The next person we're going to get rid of is Beardo, as he has started to lose friends and people just aren't really that big a fan of him right now. Moving on, we're going to get rid of someone in episode 24, and that is going to be Sadie. She's fulfilled her purpose of having an arc without Katie. She's been doing pretty well for herself. She can make her own decisions, that sort of thing. Obviously, we have Beardo getting his social thing together, his social disorder or whatever. I'm not even sure if it's a disorder. It seems like it could be, but I'm not completely sure. We have Stacy here doing her thing. We have Topher here getting screen time, I guess. And we have Dawn just being able to chill. Next, we have episode 25. In this one, we are going to get rid of Brick MacArthur. Because why not? Then we have episode 26, non-elimination. People are like, what the frick is this finale? Well, it's this. So we get rid of Scary Girl here because people have realized, oh my gosh, she's actually kind of dominating the challenges too. And plus, we can get tons of Scary Girl screen time, and I know a lot of people are going to be happy about that. And we've definitely used up the amount of jokes that she possibly could have by episode 27, but I want to include her because we need a gimmick character to last for a pretty long time. And if it's going to be anyone, I think it's gotta be Scary Girl. Next, we have episode 28. In which we're going to get rid of Ezekiel. Oh, he shook it up this time. Ezekiel didn't win this time. What? Oh my gosh. DementedGastly didn't let Ezekiel win this time? No, we're getting rid of him in episode 28, giving him tons of screen time. Ezekiel has made friends, shown off what he can do, because if you haven't noticed, I really like Ezekiel on this channel. He's my second favorite character. I have a entire 9-minute video defending him and telling you stuff that you really didn't need to know about him. Okay, next we have episode 29, in which we're going to get rid of Amy because I love my villains getting third place. So we have Sammy here, who has made tons of friends over the season, shown that she's good and stuff. And in reality, she's been kind of planning this backstabbing for a while, when Amy has been talking about how they're going to go to Final 2 or whatever, because she thinks that she can easily beat her sister. Meanwhile, Sammy's like, no, I'm done with you, and chose Eva to go against. Now, it's going to be a little bit of a more silly win for Sammy here, but Eva's also going to get a cool ending. Eva has been managing her anger issues this entire season, showing off that she's a strong player, making bonds with some people that she originally wouldn't. And I think this is a pretty good season, in my opinion. I mean, we had a lot of freaks to work with, let's be real here, okay? And this way, we can finally have the actual Sammy arc that never happened in Pacatail Island. And we can actually have Amy be an interesting character. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to check out some of my other videos if you're interested. So make sure to go outside, compliment someone's hair, and make the world a little bit of a better place.